Mel Tempest is known as a fitness business influencer, hands-on health club owner, ebook author, and presenter. Mel has known to be controversial, challenges the status quo, and lives outside the square. Her skill set is current on trend, savvy, and in demand. Her primary goal is to get more health club owners moving towards innovation, technology, and social media success. Her own success comes through tough and humble beginnings. Mel Tempest now presents to you the Gym Owners Podcast. More than just the business of fitness. Proudly supported by National Fitness Business Alliance.
Good morning. This morning I'm speaking to Adam White from Hammer Strength Australia / Light Fitness. Light Fitness is a premier brand of strength training equipment for top performing athletes around the world. They invest heavily in research, biomechanical analysis, and product development to ensure that they're producing the best high-performance strength training equipment in the industry. Now, Adam is a great guy, and I've known him for the last couple of years, and he's the area manager at Life Fitness Australia. He's also the former village gym manager at the 2006 Commonwealth Games. Good morning, Adam.
Oh, good morning, Mel. How are you? Great to be here.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very well, thank you. Wow, the 2006 Commonwealth Games, it seems like a decade ago, but I'm sure it's just like yesterday for you.
Oh, look, it was an exciting opportunity, actually. I got that opportunity brought before me, and I was able to, access and to basically design the Athletes Village Gymnasium from the ground up. And it was a wonderful event, as we all know, and it was a great experience just to see how, high-performance elite athletes, train, leading up to their events. So it was an exciting time, definitely.
And who were some of the athletes that you got to hang around with?
Oh, well, I was so busy trying to run the gymnasium and nervously getting that right. But there was a lot of key athletes. I think John Stephenson was certainly one of them that, he was one of our, top athletes at the time at the 400 for Australia. So that was sort of a notable one. A lot of weightlifters. There were so many different styles of competition athletes coming through. We had thousands come in each day, so probably everyone we got to know. But, John Stephenson was probably the one that I knew who was an outstanding performer.
Fantastic. So what we're here to discuss this morning is things about what's happening in the industry. So my first question to you is, and I've had this conversation with a couple of our previous podcast interviewees, functional fitness is absolutely massive at the moment, and there's lots of boxes popping up. So what sort of things are you seeing in the industry with functional fitness? Are you decking out lots of small boxes? Are you going into private gyms like my gym and setting up smaller areas? What's going on?
Yeah, there is. Definitely, gymnasiums such as yours, Mel, is certainly one. Private gym, independence. We're certainly seeing a shift towards the functional-based training program. Also, athletic performance as well is certainly another area that gymnasiums are starting to gravitate to. It's certainly a trend that we're starting to see in the industry. So we also have found that council facilities as well, so your larger leisure centres are starting to jump on the trend of functional training or circuit-based training. So it's definitely an area and a space that gymnasiums are starting to look at, and certainly becoming a part of their program or group training timetable.
So, Adam, let me ask you this. Is it okay to give gym owners permission to remove traditional gym equipment from their gym to put in, say, a functional training area or one of the pieces that you've mentioned in this morning's podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we're finding is that, club owners and directors are now reducing the size of, say, for example, their cardio area. Not by a lot, but say 1 or 2 units out of the cardio area to allow for them to make space for a functional training zone. So, absolutely. That's starting to be a common theme, I guess, in terms of removing some equipment out of the facility.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who own independent clubs, and they've said the same thing, that they've started to remove, some treadmills and some cross trainers to put these pieces in. So I think it's okay to give club owners permission to reduce the cardio area, or maybe take out a couple of gym pieces down the back of the gym to put in some pieces of equipment that are a little bit more on trend at the moment. Thanks for that, Adam. And what type of equipment are they putting in place? What do you see as being the most popular trend?
Yeah, well, I sort of call it soft items. And when I mention that, I sort of mention soft items such as plyo boxes, grippers, Bulgarian bags, the traditional medicine balls, storage racks and all that sort of stuff. So what I'm finding is, or what I sort of tell customers is that integrate a lot of soft items and colours to make that area pop. So there's a lot of get-on-and-go units as well. So there's the, as you know, Mel, the popular Cybex Sparks trainers that are out there. That even the cycle bikes as well, where it's a simple get-on-and-go solutions. A couple of items like that, plus your strength equipment and soft items, tends to work quite well.
Okay, so I know a lot of our listeners and club owners aren't quite sure exactly what the Spark trainer does, and we have it set up in our club as a hit machine. But could you just please give us some information on it and what the members can be doing on this piece of equipment? Because it's not just a cross trainer, though it looks a little bit like a cross trainer. It is definitely not a cross trainer. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, first and foremost, the Cybex Spark Trainer it's a unit that's not designed for your cardio theatre. It's certainly designed for a functional training space or a high-intensity interval training zone. And what it is you break it down into three simple formats. It offers a glide, stride and climb component to your training session. So it has three levels. It has an interval console, so it doesn't offer those bells and whistles of TVs. It doesn't require that. Or virtual programming. It's simply providing you with an interval training session, whether it be 10, 15 or 20 seconds on, with a rest period as well. It's fan-driven as well, so that's where the resistance comes from. And anyone can jump on from beginner through to advanced, as it's a low-impact solution as well. So it's easy on the joints, such as ankles and knees.
So it's not just a standalone product. This is something where I can come in, I can buy 3 or 4 of them, and I can set them up for, say, small group training. Is that right?
Absolutely. You can small group training, or even we're finding gymnasiums are creating a little HIIT cardio zone or a high-intensity interval training cardio zone where there's 2 or 3 sort of items where they're the get-on-and-go items, going hard, that Tabata-type training, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off style of training.
Awesome. So the other piece of equipment that I'm seeing starting to pop up in a lot of gyms at the moment is the Synergy unit. Now, this I think this is a cool little tool with it's got the mini trampoline on there. It's got the kettlebells and the ropes. What types of classes are clubs using this for?
Yeah, that's sort of based, if you like to call it, a circuit-based training solution there. And the Synergy is certainly a popular item that allows, anywhere from 3, 4, up to 14 people, depending on the size of the Synergy unit that you can use at one time. So a great opportunity for small group training, which again is another trend within the market these days. And the Synergy complements that. You can also run battle ropes off that. You can put your straps, your bands, as you mentioned, the trampoline or the rebounder for medicine ball work. So a great combination between strength training and also cardio-based training.
All right, so with these 3 new products that we've just spoken about, are you finding that club owners are putting these into their clubs as added value to the membership, or are they putting them into the clubs and basing them on extra revenue created through small group training?
Yeah, depending on the model, Mel, we're probably looking at a mixture of both, to be honest with you. Some clubs may offer it as a value-add solution. But yet on the other hand too, and maybe whether this is within, say, council gymnasiums, they may offer it as another revenue stream as well, or an added bonus and an addition to a membership fee that they may be paying at their particular gymnasium.
And where do you see functional training going in the next 3 to 5 years? Do you see it growing and more boxes opening up, or do you see it sort of plateauing out and it just being something it's a great tool for those 21 to 35-year-olds, but it's going to sort of stabilise and just hang out for the next 3 to 5 years? And do you see another trend coming on after that?
I think it'll hang around for quite some time. We do see a lot of different solutions come and go very quickly, but I think the functional-based element will hang around. I mean, essentially, circuit training's been going on for many, many years now, and but while complementing that with some pretty cool, unique strength training equipment, I think it'll hang around for some time. And what we are finding too is that facilities are even considering on decreasing a little bit of their, say, cardio theatre, for example, say 1 to 2 treadmills, to find that extra space within their gym, and also redirect their ability to purchase some of these soft items, as I call it, or circuit items, to complement the functional training. So for me, I think it'll still hang around for some time. I agree. I reckon it'll be about 3 to 4 years.
So in saying that, are you finding that clubs are still wanting to purchase traditional gym pieces?
They are, and it's still important to do that. And for example, Your pin-loaded strength line is still an important mixture, and cable-based training is important too. So your dual adjustable pulleys, cable crossovers. It's still important to offer that mix in there. But what we are also finding is that some clubs are starting just to shave a little bit off their pin-loaded range, as an example, or their pin-loaded strength equipment. For example, they may look at reducing it by, say, 1 or 2 items, whether it be a bicep curl or a tricep pin-loaded extension machine, where they are technically sort of one-dimensional. So what we're finding is that they're condensing it a little bit, because they are able to complement that in other areas such as functional training.
I was reading an article yesterday. Gyms are still not quite meeting the needs of that 45 to 60-year-old age bracket, and that these guys were still looking for their traditional gym pieces. Do you think units such as your Spark, your Synergy, do you think that 45 to 60-year-old age bracket can utilize these pieces of equipment for workouts?
I think they can, the Spark trainer in particular. And whilst we're talking about that high intensity level, or the high intensity interval training, there's no reason why a beginner or older adult or older age group can use this type of unit as well. But one of the other things too that we haven't yet mentioned that Life Fitness supplies also SciFit. And SciFit is also a product that's a rehabilitation product, ideal for all beginners again, but also rehabilitation and the older population as well.
Oh, can you tell me a little bit more about that product?
Yeah, so SciFit's offering a unique range of equipment that gives, I guess, the ability for members to access the unit, whether it be, for example, we have a latitude trainer, which is a trainer designed for those that are perhaps coming off hip replacements or that have severe or joint injuries. And the beauty of these style of items is it's also, with other items, we also have upper body recumbent ergos as well for those that have the ability to have wheelchair access into these units as well. So one in particular, the council leisure centres are starting to move into this direction to service the older population or the older adult age group.
Oh, that's great to hear, because there's definitely a need for that, I think, within the industry. And I know in my own club, that 45 to 60, well, actually our oldest member is in the early 90s, but they're still wanting to come in and use that traditional pieces of equipment, and they also sort of set them up, like a circuit, and they have that social interaction going on as well. So although functional training is definitely a fast-growing trend, I still think that there is a need in clubs for some traditional gym pieces. So let me move on and just let me ask you this. If you had to pick 3 pieces to put into a club, what would those 3 pieces be?
Oh, well, I'd say the 3 pieces that I'd be, if you're looking at a club, into a club environment, I'd probably say definitely a SciFit unit for the rehabilitation, older adults. So I would just definitely look at one of those, 1 or 2 items if I had the opportunity. I'd certainly continue on with the latest cardio trends that are available there, and that probably angles more so down to the technology side of things, and in particular the treadmills, cross trainers, bikes, and and recumbent bikes that offer virtual training programs available. And I guess from a functional training point of view, well, I'd love to put everything in, but I'd say the Spark trainer absolutely would be a must. And if I could squeeze one more in, Mel, I'd probably look at a cable training unit as well. Dual adjustable pulley would be something that would be pretty cool to have as well.
Sounds great. Now, what about somebody that's only got, let's say, 250 square metres? They've gone out, they've rented a small factory site, which is very popular at the moment, and they're stuck on a budget, and they come to you and they say, look, Adam, I've only got 100,000, I've got 250 square metres, help me.
Well, I'd be looking at a combination of obviously the strength and cardio. To start with the strength, I'd be looking at dual units, and the dual units is a great way to save on space, taking up a smaller footprint. And dual units, I mean by, for example, lat pull down seated row combos. You also have that ability in a plate loaded range as well, whether it be a chest back type scenario as well. Within the cardio range, I wouldn't go too heavy, to be honest with you. I'd probably stick with, say, a range of, say, 4 or 5 treadmills, and then you'd probably work towards 3 or 4 cross trainers, 2 bikes, and probably a few indoor cycle bikes that you would normally see in a spin studio. I'd have a few of those out on the cardio platform as well, just to mix it up, and obviously they do take up a smaller footprint, so that helps as well.
And you would help them with floor planning?
Absolutely. We do a range of floor plans, anywhere from your traditional 2D right through to a 3D, and we have that service available.
And you do that for gyms as well?
Of course.
Yep, so for
Absolutely.
gyms and for those guys that are wanting to set up a PT slash, say, functional training box, you offer the floor planning as well.
Correct. Absolutely.
All right. And what about things like, so I come in, I've purchased all this equipment off you, and I'm like, Adam, I'm really bad at graphic designs. Do you have flyers or things I can put up on my social media platforms so that I can show my possible clientele what's actually inside my gym or inside my box? Do you have that for them?
Yeah, we have a range of marketing initiatives that are available, and we also have things such as upright banners. We can get professionally made posters made for you as well. We can even go to the extent of providing club video reviews as well, which is quite popular, whereby we can provide our professional media partners who would come in. They'd even interview the owner or the manager of the facility, and we'd be able to put that content up onto our own social media pages and feeds, and we'd provide that same content to you as well. So, yeah, it's quite exciting.
That sounds great. So really, like, Life Fitness Hammer Strength is sort of your one-stop shop. You can get everything that they need for their new start business from you guys.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. I guess my little sort of philosophy is to also provide my customers and clients with a solution.
And you have follow-up service with that. So, they've opened up in February. You will come back in that July, September, October and consistently give them feedback and service and help them out if they need it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a range of support services, not only through our area managers, such as myself, but we also have our service team as well to ensure that your equipment is maintained well.
All right. Now, I caught up with you at URSA this year, 2017, and also at Filex, and I was quite impressed with your stands at fitness shows. And one of the new items that I saw out on your floor was the spin bikes, the virtual screens.
Yes.
Can you tell us about those bikes? Because those bikes were pretty cool to look at, Adam.
Yeah, look, we're getting some great feedback. The bike's known as Indoor Cycling Group, or in short, we call it ICG. And Life Fitness, I guess globally, if you like to call it, purchased ICG, I think around 24 months ago, and we were pleased to now supply another solution for indoor cycling. And as you mentioned, it's a bike that now offers a lot of data information to the customer, and it also has the Bluetooth component too, which will allow to project information, data, whether it be RPM, watts, heart rate, all that sort of stuff, projected up onto a screen, which you'll be able to compare against your fellow members and friends, as well as the virtual training component as well. So it has an enormous, I guess, range of data and information now that is available to us all in a virtual program.
Sounds fantastic. So now I know that the fitness show is coming up in Melbourne in October. Will you guys be out there at the fitness show, or do they need to get in touch with you via your own details?
Yeah, best to get in touch with us to me as opposed to the fitness show. We do pour all of our energy into Filex or
Yes.
The expo that's earlier in the year. So from now on, I'd say until the end of the year, until next Filex, definitely get in touch with me personally. Happy to help.
All right. So Adam, just for the club owners out there, if they wanted to test a product, providing they meet your criteria, that is possible?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Right, we have trial programs made available, and we're certainly open to doing that.
Awesome. So Adam, please tell our listeners tomorrow morning when they get up and they're looking out into their gym and they want some new ideas and concepts for functional training, or they need some new cardio equipment, or they even want to try out the amazing Spark Trainer, where do they get in contact with Adam White?
Yes, they can contact me on mobile number, which is 0439 156 860. Or alternatively, my email is awhite, that's AWHITE, @lifefitness.com.au.
All right. As I said, listeners, Adam White is the area manager at Life Fitness / Hammer Strength Equipment here in Australia. I must admit that Adam is the rep for my own club, and they offer absolutely fantastic service. I haven't had any problems with them at all. Their equipment is amazing, and I definitely highly recommend them. So if you can't, or if you're not in shopping around at the moment for new equipment, please do go check them out at Cybex next year. I know that they'll be there with another amazing stand, and if you're lucky enough to get to Ursa, go check them out at Ursa next year as well. Adam, thank you very much for your time this morning, and I don't doubt you'll definitely get some calls. I know that there'll be plenty of people wanting to have a look at your amazing equipment, such as Synergy, those new spin bikes. As I said, they're amazing, and of course all of the functional training equipment that you have on offer. Have a great day, Adam, and I will certainly catch up with you soon.
Good on you. Thanks so much, Mel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining the Gym Owners Podcast, sponsored and supported by National Fitness Business Alliance and Gym Click Media. Find Mel Tempest on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Join us next time for the Gym Owners Podcast.